Hi everyone, I'm Roshna Babu. I am here to present the exercise 11 of the visualization course along with my group members Mr. Deval Shah, Mr. Abraham Mathew, Ms. Neha Joseph, and Riya Gajjar. Moving forward with the scenario 1, the topic given for reference in this scenario is the chapter 9 case study of the textbook called Storytelling with Data. This chapter mainly discusses about 5 points, like it divided into 5 case studies, which includes the first one is color consideration with a dark background. Next is leveraging animation in the visuals you present. Then establishing a logic in order. Then strategies for avoiding the spaghetti graph. And lastly, the alternatives to pie charts. We will discuss each topic in detail in coming sessions. Next, moving with the questions. The first question is what makes visualizations beautiful? A good data visualization should establish two features of the data. It should show connections within the data that are too complex to explain with words, and also it should make it easier for the audience to quickly understand the information presented and consider the outcomes from that information. The complexity comes from the number of observation categories, usually a variables and its data, along with the data type, that is numeric or categorical. If we are making a visualization to help a manager, we should get a he should get a clear view of the data. A visualization should reduce the complexity inherent in the variable and data choices. The graph should convey a hierarchy of how the data relates to your business concerns, revealing underlying meanings that speaks to the intended audience. So if you are presenting, like for example, you are presenting a data to a marketing manager who is interested in online engagement, you should use a metric that is instantly recognizable to them, and also you should be clear on who the audience is for and any given visualization and what it should explain. So some of the few thumb rules for creating a powerful visualization which we understood from the chapter is like consider how figures and background contrast. That means the standard rule is to have a gradient in similar shades for online observation. But you may want to have a version with different patterns if you know the audience will likely print the graph. Next, identify accepted thresholds for each variable. Doing so provides a benchmark against past performance and can provide guidance on how to avoid displaying misleading difference between categories. Label all the charts with numbers that can make the audience to understand the information easily. And also where possible, sort data by value to emphasize scale, but be careful not to distort the difference between categories. So next question is how stakeholders will see, think and reconstruct visualizations. As our technological world surges forward, we are finding more ways to incorporate technological advancements into everything we do. So, without any doubt, we can say that visualizations have a good role in creating stakeholder engagement. So, if we provide a stakeholder with a clear visual representation of what the project will look like and how it will directly affect them, they will have a better understanding of the project and possibly be more supportive. In other words, like we can say that visualizations have the ability to promote understanding and gain acceptance among stakeholders. One of the great reasons to use visuals is because they can replace hearsay and rumors with facts and an accurate representation of the project. With the advancement in technologies, companies now have the ability to generate dynamic visuals. Stakeholders can see a project at various stages, seasons, and perspectives with their visualizations. They can virtually take the form of a fun app that will keep a stakeholder engaged while also informing them. So that's all about my part. The next session will be taken by Abraham. Thank you.
Hello everyone, myself Abraham Mathew. I'm discussing the different case studies. First one is the color consideration with a dark background. In the conventional background method, the further the colors are away from the white, it appears more bright. And in the new black dark background, further the colors are away from the dark, it will appear bright. So when we use a dark background, the data is more attention grabbing and it will give more contrast to the colors, and also it look like it's on bright and the colors appear more bright, so it will give you focus on the visualizations. The next one is leveraging animations. So as you see, the first one is a fixed chart. So the viewers may not be focusing on where the presenter want them to focus. They might focus on wherever they want, like in this particular example, the peak. But let's say they want to tell the whole story, so the single chart doesn't tell us the story and may not be focusing on where the customer presenter want the viewers to focus. So if you use the same chart in a slideshow like example showed in the right side, like multiple graphs, so start with just the axis, then show the first point, then show the a trend growing one by one, explaining each scenario. So that will be exactly so storytelling, and it will be more engaging. The stakeholders will be more engaged in the story to understand the story and the outcome, not just the data dump. And finally, yeah, and also this also can be used where they'll have a presentation and also a word document to share with everyone, so they can just share the final version of the animation which has the complete data. The third one we are discussing is logic in order. So if you look at the left side graph, it just shows 5 categories. It just have all the content, but it doesn't focus on anything, or it's just a data dump. It doesn't give a story. It's not an outcome oriented. So different depending on the story where the we want the stakeholders to focus, we should order the scenarios such like that. So if you look at the top right chart, like it's so just give focus to that focus criteria and then ordering them based on that. So that will give you more example, and then there will be an outcome oriented chart. And also if you want to tell multiple stories together, so just highlight whichever points you need rather than just showing everything. Just highlight the points you need and then explain about that. And next is the famous spaghetti graph. So spaghetti graph is just series of line charts, but in the left chart we have all the line charts. It's not focused on anything, so it doesn't tell a story. It doesn't. So the different ways we can remove them is like using one will be just emphasis on the focus point. So if this want to one line is a focus point, just highlight that and then tell a story around it. Just so everything else will just go in the background. Also, if every line needs to be focused and you have different stories around it, the combined method is useful. So depending on the situation, we can use multiple charts, but the left side chart is a no for any case. The next one is the alternative to pie charts. The main issue with the pie chart is like a pie chart alone never tells a story. It just gives a distribution. So if you want to tell a story, either we should have multiple pie charts and there should be somebody explaining what everything means. A visualization alone never tells a story. So different events depends on the scenario. So if you just want to grow the focus and just want to say one number which is very important, you can even just give the number directly. Or if you want to, the different another version will be different group bar charts. So each class explains the before and after, and then we can compare them based on that. And another one will be 100% stacked bar chart, where each similar graphs will be compared top to bottom, and we can compare the above and below and compare. So which color, and here also we can use the previous like which category is important, we can just focus on that. The last one is a slope graph, where each category before and after is plotted on a slope. So we can see the orange category went down, the blue categories are slightly growing up, and the gray category there is no much change. So it tells a story. So that's when the stakeholders will remember what the story was about, rather than in the pie chart. The problem is they will have to work around it. So that's all from my part. Thank you, everyone.
Hello everyone, myself Riya Gajjar. For exercise 11, I do scenario 2, in which we have given one Excel file called Secret of Success. So I make a dashboard and some sheets related to that. So for first sheet 5, I just make a bubble chart to see how many types of columns and categories that are given in Excel file. So basically we have 3 columns like social strata, reasons and the rate one. So here we can see three types of social strata, basically three types of peoples: rich people, poor people, and the middle class peoples. So for example, this one is rich people, and the reasons of this is the hard work, and the rate also given is 0.3800. So here is basically the bubble chart that is displayed visually. Next, I make a sheet one. For that, I categorize all the three kinds of peoples, like middle class, poor, and rich people, and also the shown in the all the reasons for example, abilities, talents. So here's the rate for that. The middle class people have a point 08 percentage of abilities and talents. Here we can see the hard work for the poor people is 0.16. We can also change the visualizations for this, like different kinds of charts here is available. Next is the sheet 2, in which I display only two columns, like social strata, that are types of peoples like middle class, poor, and rich people. And I also put a row as a rate. So here we can see how for particular, so middle class people, the rate of the average sum rate of it. And here also we can see poor for 1.67, for rich people 1.54. so it is actually differentiate as per the social strata, the types of people. In sheet 3, I categorize the all the reasons that are available in actual sheet, like abilities, talent, cheating, fortune, good lucks. So here we can see the types of peoples, like middle class, people, poor people, and the rich people. So each and every category has all kinds of peoples. If I can over this field, that where we can see the social strata is middle class, and the reason is ability and talent, which is been shown here. For the sheet 4, I made another graph for all the three types of people and the categories, and here I also put the rates. So we can see that for middle class peoples, there is less ability and talents of rates, and the higher connections that are higher connections to the right people. Then for poor people, there is a higher connections to the right people among all the two. And we see that lesser abilities and talents of rates among all the two categories, like rich people and the middle class peoples. Also make a dashboard to combine the sheets, and here we can see each and everything related to categories of social strata, the reasons that is available here. For example, abilities and talents displayed in a blue color, so we can differentiate the rates of all the three categories. Here the reasons displayed perfectly, so we can differentiate them with the colors. In a dashboard also put all the three kinds of categories with the rates, so we can see easily the rates. And here is the minimum and maximum rates, so we can differentiate also, like for example, middle class people with the 1.75, poor people with 1.67, and the rich people with 1.54. so all this is all from actual file that is given by professor. Thank you so much.
Hi, I'm Neha Joseph, and here we'll be talking about defending beautiful visualization, reflect, and exchange. Now, considering the important facts or ideas shared by the technical, business management, and executive stakeholder groups about considering beautiful representation over visualization abstraction, we can consider the following criteria. That is, beautiful visualization always gives a better understanding of the data and the insight, and it makes the comparison easy and understandable, and also it shares the right information with the right audience with the help of visual insights, and it makes a little more clear and beautiful for understanding. And it includes important and necessary visual insights while considering the main elements of the visualization or the data, and that keeps a track of the elements that is to be shared with the audience, and it engages the audience in the presentation. And considering the main idea behind the beautiful visualization is a combination of visual form, information, story, and a call of the visualization, which makes the visualization more beautiful. But abstraction, it always lacks visual form, and at times it lacks a story too. It just talks about the data, and it just gives a summary of the data, and the idea behind what is a normal extract of the data. So it is always better to consider beautiful visualization over visualization abstraction. Thank you.